Ah.
And just like that. No.
And just like that, they were never gone.
I was wondering if you were going to say that this time.
No, I felt like you didn't like it when I did the last time. I was like, oh, I let Jared say Jared's words.
No, I thought it was funny.
Okay.
I liked it. Good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Jared's going to watch Netflix while we do it.
Yeah, I'm really not into this anymore, to be honest with you.
Oh.
I want to hang out, but I don't want to.
The only way I'll do it is in front of the camera?
Kinda.
Wow, I'm such a bitch. The worst.
No Noah today, though.
No Noah.
Noah's too big time for us now.
Noah is super big time.
He's getting real big time.
And now you have to Google whatever dumb things come to our mind in the next hour.
I got demoted. No, I think he's just folding clothes today. But,
good for him.
No, shout out to Noah. He had a really good victory at the Sacramento Punchline Roast Battle.
Very funny.
And now he's and it's first of all, Avery Dower posted it, so that helped promote it for him. Mm-hmm. Roast Battle did it. It's got 7,000 views or something right now.
Wow.
It's doing
Go view it.
It's doing really well. Check it out. It's very funny.
Let's try to get up to 7,078.
And it's nice. It's sweet because it's against the opponent that I did horrible against at Cobb's.
Really?
Yeah.
So he avenged you.
Pretty much.
I love that for the Roast Brothers.
It was good. Mm-hmm. It was good. Yeah. And like I said, now I have to battle Matt Kennedy, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay. Mm-hmm. I like Matt.
And where's that one at?
Rooster Teeth.
Rooster Teeth?
Rooster Teeth.
I've never been there.
It's a nice club.
Yeah.
I like it. Mm-hmm. I like the way it looks.
I see that they do classes and stuff like Alameda did.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's far. I wouldn't go out there for
There's
classes.
also one at the Punchline. That's a class.
I'm sure they're all starting to do classes right now.
Yeah. Just
because it's another way to make money.
Yeah.
Easy way.
I'll take them. I'll
the
be
classes?
There.
Oh, I thought you had the money.
No.
Hey,
whatever you want.
I'll take the money.
I'll take it.
So what have you been up to? I haven't seen you in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, no, not a lot. I went up to Oregon. We didn't talk about it because we had Jake on in our last. Hi to Jake Sullivan. Yep. Yeah, from our last podcast. Look at us with a guest.
I know.
We had a guest.
We let him slander another person that we love very much. Shout out to Adam Strange. Poor guy caught so many strays.
And we have to get him on the podcast.
We got to get a rebuttal going.
We got to get him, yeah. But then we got to make it probably back up that way.
They're both going to be on my first Friday show, Farrington. Mm-hmm. So maybe I can get them on together and we can do a real Rogan-style debate.
A late night pod. That's a little silly because it's after a show.
It could work.
That could be a little silly.
Just have to get my lady
he Miyagi that little fucking gnat. That was crazy. You're not going to be able to see that. The bug was so small, but he took it and then he threw it over there. Because he's not about killing bugs. Very Buddhist of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a degree in Jesus, yeah? I was
not
thinking
in
about
Jesus
this.
specifically, but I have a philosophy degree. And part of it was religious studies.
Was religious studies.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You got any good questions for me about that?
You know what I did, and that's why I had that thought. I was like, Jared knows about this, but now I don't.
Jesus was a pretty tough dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He got hurt and died for everybody. It's pretty badass.
Mm-hmm. I heard about that recently.
It's kind of what he's known for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember what that original question. It'll come to me about 30 some odd minutes in, and then I'm going to blurt it out.
Yeah.
But I did think about that. I was like, man, my brother's getting a degree.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's the first in our family.
All right.
Yeah.
Go Chase.
Yeah, Chase. He will not watch this, but he's getting a good one. He's getting a science.
A real one.
Not like a bullshit arts degree.
Not like a philosophy degree.
Not like in Jesus.
Something legit. Good for him.
Yeah. So
there you go.
It's in the science of wine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it's ology.
Where is he getting that from?
Just up from Las Positas.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's going to learn how to make wine?
No, he knows how, but he has a official degree in it, which I don't think you need to. But
to be a sommelier or to be
he wants to make wine.
Okay, got it. Cool.
So, that's happening. So next week we have his graduation ceremony, which is 10 in the morning. And then I got to jam over, pick up my kid from the last day of school. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
What?
What?
This is
It's a lot.
too much.
It's a lot of mom stuff.
It
a lot
is
of family stuff.
a lot of boring mom stuff that I've been up to. And it just is like the teachers are just, no offense, teachers, you guys just rubbing it in. All month is like, end of the year, let's celebrate the teachers. Don't forget there's a million events going on. And it's just like, dude, I get it that like you guys are going to have the summer off. That's great. You guys are like, here you go. Here's your kids back. And it's like, okay.
I hear that, the whole education system right now is not great. And these teachers are very much like treating it like they work.
Are they quiet quitting the use
Maybe
of America?
that's what it is. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more of that. And obviously, I'm not talking about any teachers that watch this show. You guys are the greatest educators the world's ever known.
Thank you for your service.
But everyone who's not subscribed, just are they really teachers,
I thought so, yeah.
Or are they just babysitters?
Even so.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
You guys how many times are you just going to put on Bill Nye the Science Guy and take a nap at the desk?
Here's what's sad. That's probably, they're going to learn more than if they were doing it themselves.
Well, I mean, he is the science guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why do we even have teachers anymore?
I don't get it. Yeah.
We got a guy who does it.
He does all the science.
All of it. We just need a math guy, and we need let's get a history lady. I don't know.
Yeah, we need a Ricky Nye, the math guy, or,
Yeah.
we need a girl in there.
One. Just one.
Okay.
Just like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the girl.
Yeah, but not me.
You're the girl in comedy. Everyone else.
Yeah, that's it. Just the one.
We're done with that. Whoa, that's a lot of opinions.
Many.
That's a little whoa there. All right. Hey, we got a girl that does that.
We already have one.
We got
we know a guy with boobs. We're good.
We're good.
So stupid.
We figured it out, actually. Gnarly. So have you been doing any stand-up?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, and then it's like mostly shows, but not like, that doesn't mean like a bunch of shows. It just means that I'm too spun out to like do open mics like I should be. So I'm getting back into it, but it's hard because I'm bad at open mics again. But I'm also obsessed with like all the new stuff I'm writing, doing that. And so I have this like algorithm for how I do open mics, which is like I normally start with like old stuff to get everybody to laugh. Because it's like you do have to build the trust with the audience that like they're like, okay, this person's funny. And I always kind of cringe because it's like all the comedians that are there, it's like, oh, she's doing, her last name's Gonzalez. I don't know if that's what they think. They're probably like, oh, okay, whatever. Or not thinking about me at all, probably.
Probably like, that dude has huge.
What is the guy? His boobs? What?
What's up with that dude's
They're
chest?
getting laughs? What is going on? No, so normally I start off with like, I'll do an old joke and then I'll normally like end and then the middle. So if I have 5 minutes, I do a minute of old, 3 minutes of new, and like a minute of old to wrap up. So it's like you start strong and you finish strong, and then but you're there to do new stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, I haven't been doing that.
That's exactly how I shouldn't say this.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
He's gonna say it.
Oh man.
Do you want to not say it?
No, I just
Cliffhanger.
That's what Jose Contreras says he does with his new paramours. Let's say a minute of new stuff, 3 minutes of old stuff he knows work, and
then what I wrote down, what I want to try.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
And that's how he gets better at it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Just open mics.
He's just open micing on these side chicks. And hey, you know what? It's all applicable at the end of the day.
Yeah, I love that for him. He's trying new stuff.
Which, okay, now that we've kind of put it that way, is actually really bold, brave, and beautiful, because
all the beasts.
Once you learn the basics as a dude, you're kind of just sticking to that. You immediately go into your greatest hits era.
If it ain't broke, you know?
Yeah. But I'm sure his intrepidation is going to pay off. He probably does weird stuff, and they're like, whoa, I didn't even know. And he's like, well, I put the time in. Yeah. And
it's open mics. It's low stakes.
That's how he treats them.
People, that's actually
just like these particular gals, they're low stakes.
I think that's actually the I never read it, but legend, pray tell, that's how the Kama Sutra tells you to do. The Kama Sutra is like, practice on a bunch of girls you don't care about, get good at it, then find someone you want to marry, then you know all this stuff. Almost positive I've heard that before.
I'm sure it's true. I never read that.
That's all I need to know.
Never read that.
Me neither. I don't read a lot.
I don't read that much anymore. I used to read a lot. And then I think you get so busy that as good as reading is for your brain and like your imagination and that kind of stuff, sometimes you just want to take the information and just move on. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I go back and forth with it because I think about like, oh, I should really get into reading again. But like with podcasts or like, I don't know, anything audio where you can always do something else, I'm only going to remember the same amount of information.
Yeah.
But
when I read, I hate how many times I have to reread something because I'm just like, you're not actually reading. Because like now I don't do it for school. I do it for me when I do it. And then I'm like, you're just like looking at the page. So then I reread it and then I'm like, I still don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm reading a really cool book though, by Rick Rubin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The movie or no music producer.
I think he does it all. I think he kind of does like movies, music. He's a big time creative, but it's pretty cool. I don't remember what it's called though, but it's called like The Art of Creation or something like that. But I'm reading that, and you know what I like about it? The chapters are like a page and a half. Okay, I'm reading so many chapters.
A Way of Being.
What is it?
The Creative Act, A Way of Being.
I am. Yeah, I'm reading that by Rick Rubin. It's really, really cool.
It's got a circle and a dot on it.
Because I think of records. That's what I think of when I see it.
Yeah, it also looks very like Zen. With that like kind of grayish, like textured. Yeah,
that's cool. The book. That's what it looks like.
Oh, his real name is Frederick J. Rubin.
Huh. Rick. All right.
Oh, he's Rick Rubin.
I see it. I love alliteration, as we all know.
I wonder if he's going to get caught up in the Diddy stuff.
The Diddy stuff. You think?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like a lot of people are it doesn't seem like a lot of people. Kid Cudi, he just testified like 2 days ago.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Will Smith got like mentioned. Obama got mentioned.
Well, he had what?
Jay-Z got mentioned.
Drugs that looked like Obama. He didn't really do anything.
But there's also, I think, something about him being at some of the parties.
God damn it, Obama.
Yeah.
This is why Michelle's doing all the podcasts on her own.
This is why they're like basically separated and have been for like the last year.
Also, I think the internet says that he's dating Jennifer Aniston. I don't know how we think or feel about that.
Really?
That's what the
Obama is dating Jennifer Aniston?
The boy Obama, yeah. The rest are ladies.
Whoa.
I don't know. That's like a page 6 or whatever, which is like a tabloid.
You know who else got in trouble is Ashton Kutcher because Mila Kunis separated from him too.
You want to hear? Did he really?
Oh, this is the best part about all of this is all of these powerful men are losing their wives as soon as they're like, dude, we're not.
They were like, okay, now that everybody knows, I have to leave.
I got to get out of here.
Well, you know what's interesting? Brittany Snow, was that her name? That was
reopening
Ashton,
her like murder case or whatever?
As they should, because she dated Ashton Kutcher and then she died of like pneumonia, mysteriously. It's the same thing that Kim Porter died of, who was like very healthy, I guess Diddy calls her his queen, but I think that's like his baby mama. I don't know I think that there's more than one baby mama, but that was like the OG BM.
Yeah. That whole thing was crazy when 50 Cent testified.
Did he testify?
Oh, yeah, right before Kid Cudi. Everything.
He said before Kid Cudi. I got no article sent to my phone about that.
You came in strong like no one's been outed. Like, you didn't hear.
Like, it was Cassie for a week. Okay, and we heard about that. And then it was all the gigolos.
Then 50 Cent came in and corroborated a lot of stuff that she said and then outed a bunch of people. It's been like a whole thing.
On the stand.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I just seen his free Diddy AI t-shirt. I was like, funny.
Really?
Have you not seen this?
No.
See what I see. I think our phones are just sending us different stuff.
Yeah.
He had like so 50 Cent insinuated or said, I don't remember, but he was like, everybody outside the courtroom has like free Puff or free Diddy or whatever, and he's like, all those people are getting paid $20 an hour to do that. I don't know if he just says stuff, which I love about him. Yeah. I always just like he just says stuff. That's awesome.
He's a great troll.
Very funny.
And what are you gonna say to a guy who's been shot 9 times and like started a company? Like he really is. There's a different level. Like when a guy like that starts trolling, it's like you can't do anything about it.
No,
you just have to take it on the chin and go fucking hey, dude.
And he's just probably loving life because he's the day one. I don't fuck with Diddy.
Yeah,
he's like told you guys.
Oh yeah, he probably feels patient. So vindicated right now.
Yes, and I love that for him. But AI made a him in the free Diddy t-shirt, and he like posted it, I think.
Okay.
Very funny.
That is funny. That's great.
He's like, I'm waiting for my $20. Something like that. Something to that effect.
Wow. That's cool. That's cool.
No, but I didn't hear about Diddy. I know about Kid Kai. I've read his testimony like extensively. And then like all of the, I don't know if it's gigolos I can still say, but like all the male escorts.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. But yeah, so I think one of the craziest parts is like one of the male escorts was saying that when he was hired, that Diddy would be in the corner naked with a veil on.
Say that again?
So Diddy would be in the room with Cassie and a male escort.
Oh, and he was just getting cucked.
Naked?
Yeah.
With a veil on.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it a bridal veil? I'm so curious. Like, those are the things that I'm just like.
Oh, yeah. Well, part of what Cassie was talking about how he has that basement under his house where there's people that she's like, they never leave this place. It looks like they're just down there.
Ugh.
Ah, man. It's just like, I watch a lot of like CIA stuff, and like the CIA's up like always getting involved with these types of people. Like, a lot of retired like field agents talk about how like when they're in deep cover, like if you need secrets from a certain country, usually the guy who's going to give you those secrets has like a really weird thing that he needs, and you have to like supply him that so that way you can get the secrets you want.
This is kind of like what they said about the Epstein Island, yeah, where it's like it's just mostly a blackmail operation. Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. Diddy and Epstein, I think, have the same position in different networks of like blackmail. But basically, what I'm getting at, though, is that it's way more normalized and common than I think we want to like believe. That like there's always going to be a market for human beings, unfortunately, and there's always going to be a market for drugs. And just whoever's the most powerful tends to run that market. But the idea that like we're ever going to get rid of it seems like it's really, really difficult, because even our governments are complicit in keeping it going long enough to get other things. So like, I don't know when this was. Let me look this up. There was a series of operations that the CIA ran called Operation Gladio, where basically they were allowing drugs to get brought into the country. And the deal they made with the cartels was, we get like a certain percentage of everything you make, and they used that money to fund operations in the other side of the world that were like off the books. So that way, if the president was like looked at like the CIA's like books and like what they did, none of these would show up, because the stuff they were using
off the books.
Exactly, everything they were using for the taxpayer money is one thing. Yeah. And so
they really don't like when we're off the book, you know. They want to know, did you get $20 for that show? And then I say, no, I did not.
Right.
I was there for the experience.
Here we go. Okay, so Operation Gladio, established in 1956, a network of clandestine stay-behind armed resistance groups organized by NATO and the CIA in collaboration with European intelligence agencies during the Cold War. These groups were designed to be military reserve in the event of a Soviet invasion, capable of engaging and sabotaging the resistance behind enemy lines. Oh, so it was like during the Civil War where they weren't supposed to be battling Russia. Like they were using all this off-book money to like start preparing all these countries to do that. And that money they got was from drugs. And so they're like, don't do drugs unless
your brain on drugs.
You're getting a lot of money. Then we need some of that money. They just found ways to basically tax all of these illegal things because that money is what funds all the things that keep America number one.
You know what came up on my phone? I was like, ooh, I would love to talk to Jared about this, because I don't know if it's a conspiracy or not.
Okay.
But this lady on my phone on the YouTube shorts, she was telling me that allergies are so bad because the government will not plant female trees, and that the government keeps planting male trees, and for some reason that is making her allergies worse. And I was like, that has Jared written all over it.
That's wild.
I don't know.
I didn't even know that trees had genders.
And also that lady was like, trees have genders.
Two of them. Why do trees only get 2 and we get 76?
I mean, they are
so much cooler than trees, man.
They're a little behind the times. Yeah. Trees.
Honestly, trees are kind of Republican if you think about it.
Misogynist.
A little bit. Oh. Yikes.
We're coming for you, trees.
Yeah.
The next big cancellation.
I wonder what the girl trees feel about this.
I don't know, but I was hoping that you had heard that, but that hasn't made it. We're on such different algorithms.
Yeah,
it says boys and girl trees.
Well, many common street trees are monoecious, meaning they have both male and female reproductive parts on the same individual. That's what I thought. So I wonder what that means. Although I just saw this article says botanical sexism. Claims made about botanical sexism have been contested. Rita Souza Silva? Is that who that is?
No, I don't know. I did not get her name. She was just telling me about allergies.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The allergies do feel like they're getting worse. I always thought that had to do with the fact that
we're getting older. That's what
I was going to say that like we're messing with the genes of like all these different plants and stuff, so they're getting stronger. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think a big part of what makes bread so bad in America as opposed to Europe is like what we do to the grain.
Saw that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I just assumed it was an extension of that.
What is it? It's called like enriched grain. So it means that like everything that we like spray something on it with planes, but in Europe, I guess they don't do that.
Yeah.
And like everywhere else.
Well, also, I believe in the U.S., maybe the whole world, I mean, Monsanto owns all of the seeds for like every plant ever. So they're trying to control like the food supply, right? Mm-hmm. And with that, I think they keep almost like putting all these different stuff on steroids. Cause like, you ever seen like what a real banana looks like? Like a yellow banana like we eat, that's heavily genetically modified.
Then no.
Yeah, real bananas look very weird. They're like green. They're almost a little more like pear-shaped, and they have tons of seeds in them. And so we do all sorts of crazy stuff to fruits and vegetables so that, one, they say it's like it makes it more nutritious for us, but makes a lot of them edible.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of our food that we consider like natural food is not.
No. But In-N-Out's natural now.
Is it?
Yeah, you don't know about this? They just took out the red dye 40s.
Where was the red dye 40 in? What was it in?
Ketchup.
Oh, okay.
Strawberry milkshakes.
Okay.
Pink lemonade.
Okay. I've never eaten any of those things. So in the spread?
It was. Not anymore.
Wow.
And you know what else? They took out like a yellow something and they put turmeric in it. I know because they posted about it. They said like, hey, look, a couple years ago we did this and then we did that. And I was like, wow.
So. Well, yeah, red dye 40 got banned because of RFK, right?
Like probably.
The main things that he...
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so In-N-Out took all the red dye 40s out. Taking all the red dye 40 out has made popsicles terrible now. Have you had a popsicle of late?
No.
Yeah, you're going to want to find the like off the market red dye 40 popsicles because now the popsicles are made with like beet juice for color.
Okay.
They're just bad. They're like slimy all of a sudden. Just saying.
These days I don't eat a lot of stuff that seems like it's been heavily processed.
Well, clearly, look how skinny you are becoming right
well, thanks. Even when I was a little chunkier, I didn't do that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was, I don't know. Like when they talked about the red dye 40 thing, I was like, I don't even know how many things I eat on the daily that are red dye 40.
Yeah, a lot.
It's,
for me.
Yeah.
Probably.
You don't get weirded out like okay, a popsicle. The idea of a popsicle, this like flavored ice thing. Mm-hmm. Nothing in your head goes like the flavoring part can't be good for me.
No, just eating it.
I kind of like that about you.
You know,
just like
I've never really been all that bothered. You know, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
That's good
for sure. Does it taste good? Yes. I do struggle a lot with food temperatures and food textures. Mm-hmm. So sometimes there's a texture I don't really mess with. And also, like, I need my food to be, like, if it's supposed to be hot, I need my food to be so hot. Like, we'll order food, and then I'll put it in the microwave.
Really?
It's not hot enough, yeah. And then I burn my mouth.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then Max likes everything lukewarm. And I'm just like, this is not the temperature you're supposed to eat this at. That's crazy.
So, like, hot enough that it burns your mouth?
A lot of times.
But then you're not even tasting it.
I'm tasting that. I'm not tasting anything the next day because my mouth's all burned out, but I'm tasting that.
Wow.
And that's at the temperature I enjoy it.
I apply the cold pizza like thing to everything.
I've never had cold pizza.
There's so many foods that I love cold because
foods that are supposed to be cold.
No, stuff that isn't supposed to be cold. I like it after it's been cooked and then like you put it in the fridge. I'll do that with like certain soups. I'll do that with a bunch of stuff. I know it drives everybody I know crazy.
It's great. If we have leftovers, like if we made like chicken or whatever, we leave it on the counter We let it cool down before we even put it in the fridge.
Oh, no, for sure.
Okay.
But when you're going to eat it again out of the fridge, you're going to heat it back up is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
I don't do that. It's time being hot is over. We're in the cold times now. And it's great. Because things that are like melted, when they get like cold, they kind of like turn like thick.
You're not using my reheating method, so I think that might be where the problem lies.
I don't even attempt a reheat. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you'd have if you have a proper reheating technique.
Probably. I was very dissatisfied with how I reheated things when I was younger. So I was like, honestly, this tastes better cold than in a reheat. And then I just started getting really experimental, going like, is this good cold? And I'm like, usually 9 out of 10 times it's better cold than. Because like even fries, when you try to reheat fries, those never go well.
People do that in like the air fryer now.
Yeah, but it makes them extra crispy.
I like a soft fry.
Me too.
I'm a soft fry kind of girl.
Yeah, no, same.
I don't like a crunchy fry.
I only like a crunchy fry the first time around. Like if it comes out the gate originally, but again, this reheating thing, not all foods are Jesus. You can't bring them back. They're going to stay dead.
Jared knows, has a degree.
That's what I'm saying.
In Jesus.
That's why he's the chosen fry.
And all the Jesuses. Because there's more than one. Well, like everybody has like their guy. Or their team of guys.
Yeah, you're getting real close. Whoa.
Do I understand religion a lot now?
You're just firing off. You're going to make so many people mad by saying that.
Really? Sorry. I don't know. I'm a dumbass. Don't listen to me.
I get what you're saying, though. There's a similar savior figure in a lot of different religions.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Not saying they're all Jesus, though. The Jews are going to get like.
Sorry. My bad.
They're going through enough right now.
Well, and maybe that was the question. So, unless I asked you this already, but I was learning that in the Jewish faith that there is no heaven.
Technically, no.
Yeah, but there's a hell.
There's a place called Sheol, which
that sounds nicer.
It sounds more like, if you're gonna use like a Christian framework, it's like a purgatory. Like, are you familiar with purgatory? So purgatory is kind of like you weren't super bad in your life, but you're also not good enough to go to heaven. So you got to hang out in this waiting period for a while and kind of like purify your soul. And then you can. Oh. Yeah. It's like a waiting What's confusing though? Okay. So, boy, there was a book called Paradise Lost by John Milton. It was kind of like Christian fan fiction that a lot of people now use as like religious canon. Canon meaning like official, like what the religion believes. And I'm pretty sure like purgatory is not mentioned in the Bible. This is a John Milton thing that he created. Or like, you ever heard of like the 9 rings of hell? Yes. Yeah, that's a John Milton thing. That's Dante's not Inferno. That's that as well too, yeah. But no, it's true. I'm sorry, you're right. I should correct that too. Dante, same thing. It was like none of that stuff was in the Bible. But a lot of people took those stories and goes like, oh, well, that's what it is. Because I think at the time, not a lot of people knew how to read. So they just start hearing stuff from other people, not realizing like where you got this from is not like what's in the Bible. So we can't say this is real or not. But it gets weird because the Bible too, there's so many different books of the Bible that weren't like published. So like one of like a famous one is like the Book of Enoch. Like we have the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are like the 4 gospels of the Bible. And those are like every kind of church will be like, this is canon. These guys were disciples of Jesus. This is them recounting what happened to Jesus. But there's all these other books that never made it in that they've kind of found. And they're like, well, this talks about Jesus too. And then whatever the authority is like, well, that one's not correct. And a lot of times those contradict what are in the original gospels or what are like the approved gospels. Yikes. So I think it opens the door for your Dantes, your John Miltons to write these things, and people go like, oh, well, this is probably also true because he probably knows a lot about the religion. Yeah. And it's like, yo, he was just spitballing. Like he was riffing. Exactly. Like, hell yeah. I don't know that this is.
That I get into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. And then that was it. Yeah. I'm learning a lot about being Mormon because I'm watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu. Yeah. Have you seen this?
No.
Yeah. So they got this thing called Mom Talk.
Okay.
Which is like TikTok, but for moms.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to make stepmom talk but that is probably a different thing. And I don't know. I'm afraid to look it up, so I won't. That's all.
I bet there's a whole. I mean, TikTok doesn't. Oh, actually, no. TikTok is doing this thing now where you're getting to watch clips from movies where nudity's in there, and I don't know how it's getting on there. Yeah,
TikTok.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? And it's like, I don't know. It's weird, man. Closer and closer. Why did I say it like that? I'm so tired. I can't speak today. More and more, these places that are supposed to be, I don't know, safe for kids are not.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. I think it's all planned, to go back to the conspiracy thing. I think China's like trying to infect our society with a bunch of ridiculousness. But
we already have that. It's with Rob Dyrdek. So try again.
Is that still going on?
I have to imagine. What else is MTV playing?
I don't know.
I know. Teen Mom. And I love it. I love Teen Mom OG.
Okay.
So good.
What are the teen moms up to now?
Funny you ask. So what I like about the original Teen Moms is that we're all the same age. So like the first girls who did 16 and Pregnant, like Macy and Kaitlin from Teen Mom, 16 and Pregnant. I don't know. I was going to describe her more about the show, and then Amber, they're all like 32, but now because they were 16 and pregnant, their kids are 16.
Okay.
So now we're dealing with that. Leah is not. I think Leah was.
Did any of their kids get pregnant?
Not yet. Yeah, good for them.
Because that would kind of be funny.
Yeah. I broke that like so like we don't have like a lot of our back story or whatever, like genetically, like with my family. But I had this thought recently because my mom had me at 22.
Okay.
And when we met her biological mom, she had her at like 15.
Okay.
So I was thinking about, and then I don't have any information back behind that. So like I don't know anything about her mom because she died. Rest in peace to new grandma. But I was like, wow. So my mom did like 7 years better than her mom, and then I'm crushing it because I'm 33. But also, I don't think we're gonna do that. I think we're just gonna stick with the one that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. But I was thinking about that. I don't know why. Yeah, so my grandma, who was like my mom's biological mom, was like 15. And so my dad is 12 and a half years older than my mom. But so like we didn't meet them until like recently. But yeah, so then like my dad was like 2.5 years younger than my mom's mom.
Say that again?
So one lady, Wendy, she had a kid at 15. That kid was my mom. She was then adopted.
Okay.
1969. Closed adoption. My mom had no information on that. And then she married my dad. My dad is 12 and a half years older than her.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then, so I got a boomer parent and I have a Gen X parent.
Okay.
Yeah. And then eventually, after my real grandma, the grandma who raised us and like raised my mom and all that, who I'm not related to genetically or whatever, biology, I don't know how you say, she passed. And then after that, my mom found her original mom, 2.5 years older than my dad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Weird.
Crazy.
I don't remember why we started talking about that. There you go.
I still don't even think I get it, but it just sounds...
Which part?
I think I'm just having trouble paying attention right now. I'm so tired.
I know. You're sleepy. Well, last time I talked to you, you had food poisoning.
I did. Yep. Yeah, I got food poisoning from a sushi place. I'm not going to out them because I like that place and I usually don't have problems there.
He's going to risk it again.
I'm going to take it a one. Yeah.
I'll be back.
Come on now. But yeah, I got really, really sick and I didn't eat for like 2 days. And then since I've been back eating again, I really haven't had any carbs or sugar. So I've lost like 15 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm hoping that keeps going because I'm still not where I want to be, but I feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Not even just not being sick, but like not being that heavy feels great.
When you're sick, man, it just makes you so thankful for when you're not sick.
Yeah.
Like when you're not just like barfing.
I'm such a little bitch when I get sick.
Yeah.
I'm not good about like toughing it out. At least my internal monologue sucks. I think I'm not too annoying to other people, but like in my head, I'm always like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm sick. Like in my head, I'm just such a little fussy brat. I was like, why are you existing in my space right now? Don't you understand I'm sick?
Yeah.
Don't you understand I'm not feeling good?
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most people do that.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think that they say it out loud, but that sounds like you not saying it out loud.
Sure. I think I wish that the internal monologue looked like the outside presentation. Just like, yeah, it sucks, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm a big, tough guy, so it's whatever.
Exactly.
I get my electrolytes up, and I'm going to be chilling. But in the head, it's just like, ugh.
That was the worst part about it. I couldn't even really keep water down.
Yeah.
And so you start getting dehydrated, and you start making these weird, like, deals with yourself where you're like, okay, I know if I drink water, I'm going to throw up in like an hour, but better I have get absorb some of that water, because if I'm dehydrated, then I'm going to hurt like even more.
Yeah.
That was not fun.
No.
That was like.
That's real bad. Yeah.
It felt a lot similar too. When I was younger, there was a night where I went to a bar and I only had one beer, but I think there was something wrong with the tap itself. I think like some of the nitrous got into my body or something, because I came home and I didn't feel right at all. There was something really, really weird. And I was living at home at the time. And bless my mom's heart, she thought I just came home drunk, so she was giving me like no help. And I'm like, no, there's something like not right. I don't feel good. And she's like, well, that's what you get when you drive home drunk, Jared. That was not safe, yada, yada. So yakking, and like the first couple hours, like I get it. You probably think that's what's going on. That became like a 8 to 10 hour thing. Like my mom goes to bed. I'm in the bathroom all night. And again, start getting delirious because every time I try to drink water, I throw it up.
Yeah.
At like hour 13 or 14, she goes, maybe there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Maybe something's not right.
Maybe you're not faking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I lost a lot of weight that time though, but it was the same level of like that same headspace of like, oh my gosh, like this is just going to be horrible for hours and I don't know how to fix it.
It's the only way to do it.
So I kept trying to go to sleep, but you know, like when you're so uncomfortable, you can't sleep and you're just like, dude, I just don't want to exist right now.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
John Taffer could never. Do you ever watch The Bar Rescue? No, you don't know Bar Rescue?
Okay, no, I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't know his name is John Taffer.
Come on, John Taffer.
I don't watch a lot of that TV, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Those types of shows, like if they're on TV, yeah, I'll end up sitting and watching them.
I got into a debate when I had a real job. I got into a debate at my office, and I got low-key canceled.
Okay.
It was about John Taffer. I don't know why we were having this conversation, but like I do this thing where it's like I become friends with everybody I work with, and that's probably not good.
I do this thing where I'm super fun to be around.
Well, it bites me in the ass because then I think I can say whatever I want.
Gotcha. Yeah, you get too comfortable.
And then people are like, no, you cannot. And then I was like, okay, I guess I won't, but whatever. No, but I was having a conversation with like one of my like friends at work. We would share we had like an open workspace where it'd be like 10 of us in a room and we just share the room. And I don't remember why we started talking about it, but we started talking about Gordon Ramsay versus John Taffer.
Okay.
We were talking because I was like, I love Bar Rescue, like I just did right now, and I was like, Bar Rescue's so good, da, 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 love it. And then my friend was like, John Taffer or Gordon Ramsay, and then he was like, who do you pick? And I was like, well, what are we doing? You know, I was like, is it like, who would you do?
Yeah, that's kind of like there's no context to that.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how we would get down, which I kind of like. It's a little ambiguous.
Okay.
But yeah, and then so I was like, I love John Taffer. And then my friend was like, I can't with like the yelling. And then I was like, did your dad not yell growing up? And he's like, no. And I was like, how do you know that he loves you? How does that even work? And then he was like, he would just tell me, and then I was like, at a regular temperature, like a regular, not temperature, but like a regular frequency.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, yeah, no. So I love guys yelling at other people on the TV. So I love Gordon Ramsay and I love John Taffer. So it's a hard whatever, right?
Sure.
And then I was like, if it's who would you do, I'm going to go me personally, my opinion I'm allowed to have, John Taffer.
Okay.
And this is an old take I have, which might be problematic. So let's put it on the internet. Okay. I think. Okay. I think guys with British accents have it too good.
Okay.
Every girl loves them.
Got it.
They don't have to do a lot.
Uh-huh.
I don't like, for the most part, again, my opinion, I'm allowed to have, because of America. Literally, I don't like things that like everybody finds universally attractive, because then I think you got it too good. You didn't have to work on developing your personality.
Okay.
Yeah. Like those of us who grew up in the struggle did. Like we had to work on our personalities. And so it's like, so I don't really like classically.
I wonder how Max feels about hearing all of this.
You know what's
right now?
crazy? I say this all the time. Because I have a very classically handsome husband.
To say, he's like, there's nothing. It seemed like his life was all right in that department.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And then it's like, and all I've been doing is trying to chub him up this whole time.
Yeah. Trying to give him struggle.
The older he gets, the more he looks like Pedro Pascal. See, because you let it live, it comes back.
Yeah, I know. I should have ended it.
And I think that proves I'm a good person. Because that means Max has a good personality despite all of that. And that's what I like. Anywho, so I've always been like, I don't really like British guys. They got it too good. All the girls swoon over their accents, yada, yada, yada. That's the context that me and my friend have while we're having this open forum discussion.
Yeah, and John Taffer's kind of like a heavier set, like kind of Italian guy, right?
Also, I like that. Yeah, let's talk about that. I like that. And so I was like, how it came out in the office without all that context about how British people have it too good with their accents. I was like, okay, well, if I'm going, I was like, if it's who would you do, John Taffer versus Gordon Ramsay, I'm going John Taffer because I don't like how it came out, which is not how I feel, is people with accents. And then immediately, like 3 different people were like, that's racist. And then I was like, I was confused. Because I was like, I'm talking about Gordon Ramsay. I'm talking specifically about British, but I didn't like say it all the way. Yeah. But me and my friend know that take. Obviously, I'm doing this because we sat next to each other in the big space. And then so he was like, yeah, she doesn't like the Queen's English. She likes a specific American, dirtier version of whatever. But yeah, so then I got canceled about that. And that was it. Nothing really happened. I just got my feelings hurt because I was just like, you guys, we're all friends. And we work together, and you're supposed to know me better than that. Obviously, that's not what I mean, and you're not listening to what I say. But yeah, so that happened. John Taffer, and I stand by that.
Do you feel like they were looking to be upset, though? Because
yes.
Yeah, that's kind of a softball one.
That's a pretty softball one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, I mean, it's like, it's all about how, like, it is classically, traditionally attractive to have the British accent, which also, you saw Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
If you're paying attention to Sinners, they're actually like the British people are the problem.
Oh, were they British, or I thought those guys were Irish?
They were Irish, but that's not actually cool to like just spoil on the internet, huh? But it's been out for a while.
I mean, depends on what you're gonna say. I mean, saying that there's Irish people in the movie, I don't think is.
There is Irish people in the movie, but the Irish people were talking about how the British came over and fucked their shit up.
Right. But that's all British people talk about.
But if
that's
you're
not a spoiler. That's just knowing.
I know, British and I knew people. That because I've been talking to Jared for a while now. But I learned about that. Also, I'm listening to History Hyenas. I'm learning a lot these days.
There you go.
So much. But anyway, so they were talking about that. So if you're paying attention to the Irish guy, we know what he really is. But because we've seen it.
Annoying.
Because obviously, he was saying that the original vampire. I'm just gonna say it. The original vampire.
Oh yeah, that's not a spoiler. People know it's a vampire movie.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good.
They should. Mm-hmm. It's like pretty telegraphed in the trailer. I think
it's pretty commonplace.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So he was saying. So the Irish guy was like, "No, it's the British people. They're bad." They were like, "Some white people are good. It's the British guys that are bad." Proves my point from like 3 years ago when I had that conversation. I was like,
"Yeah."
I felt very seen when I saw Sinners. I was like, that's what I've been trying to say at the job I no longer have.
Yeah.
Because of my choice, not because I got canceled.
Well, it does raise the question too, like having a preference. Let's just say you're not particularly attracted to a certain like race or ethnicity. Does that make you racist? I don't know. I think if you go out of your way to treat them worse, that's racist. But if it's just, I don't know, having a preference on something, I don't know. I don't know that would. I'm sure some people would say it is, but I don't think that holds water. Because, like, if you're still treating them well, you know.
And I was saying, like, a silly thing. I'm judging 2 white guys. It's just that one guy has a British accent. I'm being silly about it. So, yeah, no, I don't know about having a preference. But then it's also, like, my example that jumped to my mind was Matt McCusker. His wife is black, and his ex-wife is black. And it's just like, you know.
Yeah, that's his preference.
Yeah.
So is he racist that he doesn't date white women?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Because he's married.
Yeah.
He shouldn't date any women except his wife.
Fair.
Thank you. This is my platform. I've been watching a lot of I'm just going to talk to you about what I've been watching on TV because that's all I have time to do in between all the end of the year school events that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Poly Family. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No, but I can put it together.
Okay, yeah. So it's about that. Anyway, very good. But it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like write something where it's like I'm not trying to just be rude because I'm very much that guy that's a girl that is like, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever you want. That's what we're allowed to do. I'm allowed to be like, that's kind of weird though.
100%.
I think.
100%.
And then say it. And then I'm just trying to say it a funny way into a microphone for people.
Yeah.
That's it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but the whole time I watch the show, I'm like, that's the face I make the whole time.
And what is it? Is it about the poly life that seems like,
Well, it's about how this family does it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a husband and wife. It's a husband and wife. They have 2 kids from when they were like just husband and wifing the way that you do it. When you say you're going to do it, you say, I'm going to forsake all others.
Yep.
And then they were like, you know what we want to do? Let's sake others though. So they had 2 kids before they were doing that. Then they found this other couple who is a husband and wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, well, let's have your husband date my wife will be his girlfriend. And then my husband will date your wife and that'll be his girlfriend.
Okay.
And then, so they don't have any kids that they come with yet. So then they date for a long time and then they move in together and then they start having kids.
Okay.
So now there's 2 kids that are like 10 in that stratosphere. And then they have like 2 toddlers and then they have a newborn baby. And they do this thing where, so the girls, both of the ladies, the wives and the girlfriends, they have their own bedrooms and the boys switch every night.
Okay.
So they don't know who the father is of the last 3 kids.
Okay.
Except that they do. Because in the most recent episode, not most recent, but like second most recent, one of them, like 2 of them took the kid to the doctor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, okay, the kid has this blood type. And then the guy was like, oh, I texted everybody. And then the guy's like, well, that's not my blood type. And that's your blood type. And my blood type and her blood type can't make of that blood type.
Yeah.
And then what's so funny is like one guy's upset and it's not his blood type.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 3 people are like, I didn't know blood type could determine paternity.
Really?
And I'm like, so these are the people that are getting into poly stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting.
You know? Yeah. So anyway.
It does get messy if they have.
So that's the thing where it's like, it's this face that I make is like that this guy gets upset about that. And I'm like, okay, but like you switching rooms every night, you know, it could be this guy, but it's like, but they really like the things that they get upset about.
Yeah.
Is like, that's what's upsetting. And it's, again, it's way outside of my wheelhouse, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always like, that's what you don't like about that? And then one of the wives has a lot of feelings all the time because everybody tells the other wife everything. And then nobody tells her. That I understand. I don't like that.
And why don't they tell her? Is she bad at keeping secrets or something?
I don't know. But everybody, it seems like they're both kind of infatuated with the other lady. That's just my take on it.
Oh.
And the other lady deserves better. That's just my take on it.
Tough.
Big tough.
Tough.
Yeah.
That's the part that I think always makes it difficult for that. Like, how does somebody not get like? There's just too many variables of somebody getting jealous, somebody not feeling like they're getting equal attention. I don't know.
That's so much talking. I do so much talking with Max,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just a regular married 2 people.
Yeah.
And we do so much talking, and I love talking. I'm actually trying to make it my job all the time. Max doesn't like talking. He indulges me in it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I feel like we do so much talking just in, like, as it comes to, like, parenting, as it comes to, like, his job, my job, what he's trying to get into, and I'm, you know, like, whatever. And it's just, like, to think about to do with 4 people.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then also you get to watch 2 straight men try to co-parent. Crazy. So crazy. Just both of them stepping on each other's toes. I'm like, that's kind of how you guys get down. It's like you just kind of come in, you say, I'm doing this now. And then the other one comes like, I'm doing this now. And it's like,
That does sound messy.
It is messy, but it's a fun watch.
Oh, I'm sure it's super entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. I think it's like an old joke being like it's hard enough to keep one woman happy, but like I think there is something to just the idea of like investing in one person is a lot.
Yeah.
Because already trying to get 2 people on the same page is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
And then you start adding in another person exponentially makes that harder.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I can't even do that math. That's like 400% more whatever. And then one of the wives wants to date a lady too. That's what's going to happen next week.
The one that's not getting any attention?
Nope. The one that is getting the attention. The one that is getting the attention is like, I also would like a lady to give me attention because the ladies don't together.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want to date more people? But again, I'm a very different person. I dated very little.
I don't like people enough.
No.
Like, I don't.
At all.
I don't want to have to give this much attention to that many people in that way. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
And, I think I have my own personal thing about it being a stepmom because it's like, I'll watch it. And so like the first two kids are the one couples. And then this guy will be parenting those two kids. And then he'll be parenting. And I'm like, that's not your kid. What are you doing? And then I'm like, that's definitely how people look at me. That's crazy.
Sure,
so I was like, I see the parallels too. And then sometimes I get like, I don't know why I have this like, I guess I feel like embarrassed, I guess. And this is my own stuff of like, I never tried to like be a problem. I never tried to like as a kid. Yeah. I never like try to be a problem.
Big problem now.
Huge. The biggest. And so it's like, I try not to like ask for things. Like I don't want like special treatment ever. So sometimes I get this weird thing and I'm clocking it, but I don't know what to do about it. But like when I'll like fill out like our kids' stuff and I always put his dad, his mom, I always have their information on there. And then it's like if there's a third spot, which normally there's not, then I put me. And so whenever I do put like the like three of us or whatever, I'm always just like, oh, now this whoever, right? Coach or teacher or whatever. Now they got to do three of every. Now they got to send an email. They got to put three people on. I'm like, oh, I'm such an inconvenience.
Oh, well, that's not a big deal.
You are, but
No, that's not. The argument is that adding another person to an email is not that hard.
Yeah, and then so it's like, but then I think about these guys. I'm like, that's 4.
And now it's getting annoying.
Do you know how many seats that is at parent-teacher conference?
4.
Plus the teacher.
5?
Do they have a TA?
Does that person have a date that needs to come to?
Did they need a co-teacher?
Do we need to rent an amphitheater for this parent-teacher conference?
Very silly. That's what I've been up to, watching stuff. Look at you. You're getting skinny. You're being, like, productive. You're organizing.
Trying.
Ugh. Now here I am just being a jackass watching HBO Max. I try to write a stupid joke where I was like, my husband's name is Max, short for HBO Max. It is so stupid, but every time I try to say it, it makes me laugh, and I don't know if that's worth it.
Noah would love that one.
You think so?
Oh, my God.
It is kind of Noah-esque,
It's a very Noah-esque joke.
I always think about, every time I tell him, I say this every time now, but every time I tell him, I'm like, I like that joke, he stops doing that joke. Whatever it is, he's like, guess that one's done. Kaitlin likes it. Dumb bitch. But yeah, no.
I've been watching a lot of scary movies recently.
Which is just not. I will not, and I will never.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched It chapters 1 and 2, and they were actually really good.
The new ones?
Yeah.
Skarsgård?
Yeah, they were good.
Did you play?
Only at the beginning.
It's fun.
Just the first time.
Skarsgård.
And then I was like, moved on. But there is a surprisingly really good. And then I saw Smile 2, which
people really liked Smile 1. I heard about, but I will not.
Smile 1 was very good.
Yeah.
Smile 2, I think Smile 1 was better as a movie, but Smile 2, I think Naomi Scott is her name, the gal who plays the main character. She did so good.
Did she?
She had so many tough scenes in that movie. Because I can't watch movies and not kind of have like a, oh, wow, that must be tough for the actor type thing. Or I think about like how they construct those scenes.
And you get to watch like through that lens. That's really cool.
Yeah. And I was just really impressed with her. I was like, man, there's a lot. They ask a lot of her emotionally in this movie. And every point of it, I believe her. Like she's like, none of it goes too campy or too all over the place, which no offense to the first lady. I think you're so into the concept of it, like what the smile thing is, that you're not focusing on her performance as much. This one, you already know what's going to happen in a way, because it's just watching the same thing happen to someone else. But also they kind of change what the thing does. So you haven't watched either of them, right? So basically, I don't think this is really spoilers for anybody.
Because I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, there's like basically it's like a demon that infects people it's like a parasite. So it jumps onto you and it basically makes you lose your mind, and then you submit to it. It like jumps into your mouth and then it kills you. And
yuck.
the way it spreads is it has to kill you in front of someone else because then it spreads to the witness. So the first one, it's a psychologist and one of her patients kills herself in front of her. So then she has it now. And they find out in the first one that you can get rid of it if you kill someone else brutally in front of another person. Because then it'll just jump you and go to that person. But she can't do that. And it feeds on trauma. So it only goes for people that have really bad trauma because it starts like mind fucking you. So like she had a bad relationship with her mom. And so like it keeps showing up as her mom and like trying to kind of like get her to feel bad because when she was a girl, her mom OD'd and she didn't do anything about it. And yeah.
Tough mom.
Yeah. But so she tries at the end of it, she tries to kill herself with nobody around, thinking that'll get it. But of course her ex-boyfriend comes to try to save her and then watches her die.
Man.
Yeah.
Try to save a lady.
It's done. He's a cop. So, I mean,
we already figured it out. We're going to do it by ourselves.
Yeah. But he loves her.
Yeah. Well, now there's a sequel.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Well, that's the best part with the sequel was it infects a pop star and she kills herself at her concert. So it infected the entire stadium. Yikes. So Smile 3 is going to be like, what the heck is happening? But yeah, the pop star, she does a really good job of doing those scenes. And the monster does like weird stuff because in the first one, the monster's like hallucinations never touched her. It was always like visual scares, but like she was always physically okay. In the second one, it's like she sees all of her dancers like attack her and like one of them shoves his fist in her mouth. And it's like, yo, this thing wasn't like touching people last time. Like, what the heck is going on here?
Grown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a parasite.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or a virus. I don't know. Like they change so that they can infect people. Thanks, COVID. Taught me so much.
But yeah, those were good. And then I watched The Shining last night, which I've never seen all the way through. And I actually thought it was a very funny movie. Jack Nicholson's dope.
Yeah.
So good.
Problematic guy.
Oh, I'm sure. But that's why he's a good actor.
I know. Doesn't that stink? Where it's like, I know, but it's so good.
I think artistic people, like truly artistic people, they have to be a little crazy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Occupational hazard.
Yeah.
That's why Hollywood has handlers.
Yeah. You watch Hacks at all? I'm
big on
the...
but I've heard good things.
I'm big on Max right now. I'm just like...
Yeah. You love Max.
Yep. All of them. You know what Me and Dave told me?
What did Me and Dave tell you?
We did... So Noah and I did his show last week. Or this week that's wrapping up because whatever day it is. I'm having such a hard time with what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
Ugh. Not having a regular 9 to 5 is just like... What day is it even? Yeah. Oh, I picked my kid up today. I forgot. Me and Dave, right before I goes on, he's like, hey, I figured out who you remind me of. And I was like, yeah. Like right before I go on, he's like, you like the girl from The Last of Us? And I was like, super sick.
Ellie.
All right. Yeah. So I was like, cool. So now I'm just up here. I'm like trying to do whatever I wrote. And I'm like, what is my vibe that is like Ellie vibes?
Well, that's weird because your husband looks like Pedro Pascal. So what the hell's going on over here?
So that's problematic. He shouldn't be married to me because I look like a 19-year-old, you know,
lesbian.
Well, yeah, I think that the actor is like I think she days.
Sure.
I think that. So I'm like, all right, so obviously, okay. I was like, all right, cool. I look 19. I'll take it.
And he meant the actor, not the character.
I think he means the character.
Well, because the character in the video games looks different. She has much more feminine features.
I think that her original voice actor's name is Kaitlin too. Just saying.
Yeah. Same. The character Ellie in the game looks a lot more like the chick who from Juno before she transitioned.
Sick. These are my vibe.
Yeah. Very much like a lot of people thought if they were going to do a live action that they were going to cast that person, but then they transitioned.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that's not going to happen now. But I can't remember that person's name.
Elliot Page.
Yeah.
I never seen Inception. You know that?
Oh.
Never seen it.
It's a cool movie.
Understand the whatever.
Yeah, the premise of it.
I'm having a robot problem. Is it too much time?
No.
Okay. Can you help me with this robot problem I'm having?
It's a big ask, but I'll try.
Okay. Do you know what a Labubu is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have one?
No.
Dude, I can't get one.
Yeah, they're like really hard to get right now.
Why
do you want one?
I don't know. Now I want it because I can't have it.
Oh.
100%. That's what's going on. I don't even think I want it anymore, but I want to have gotten it.
Gotcha.
That's how I feel. I want the new one. There's different.
There's new ones now?
Yeah. Well, like the newest, like, what is it called? Like we do like a series of something.
Okay.
So like one of the first ones is like the macaron. The macaron.
Oh, see, now I'm at a.
They do like pastel colors. I don't really like those because the fur in it is weird to me, and I think the texture of the fur would be problematic for me. They have that one. They have the Have a Seat, which I think is cute. I think the Have a Seat is cute. They're all sitting. I think that they're cute. They have a Coca-Cola collab. I don't really like that one because they don't have any Diet Coke products. They only have regular Coke, and I'm a Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, if you have it kind of girl.
Same.
Thank you. And also, the newest one is called Big Energy, which I'm obsessed with because I'm so into energy. But anyway, and they're so cute. The colors are so cute, and they're like kind of tie-dyed or whatever. Anyway, and then it's a blind box. I've always loved the blind box. I was real early to the blind box. I'm like, this is cool. I like not knowing which one I'm gonna get. Let's buy them all. So I really want one.
Okay.
It was like the thing I wanted for my birthday, which I'm normally always super sad on my birthday. I'm always like, it's my own personal New Year's, and I'm a piece of shit again. Spoiler alert. Yeah. But this year, I had such a good birthday. I was like, I'm 33. It's a palindrome year. It's going pretty good. My teeth are coming in nice. Let's talk about it. I'm almost done. So right now they're scheduled to come off on July 9th. Okay. But my dentist said I'm being such a good girl that I could maybe stop because right now this is my 29th tray. Okay. This is my 29th tray. I'm scheduled to do 41 trays. She said if I wanted, her words, I could stop at 36.
Dang.
I think I'm going to go all the way.
Released for good behavior.
I think so, but I think I'm going to go all the way because it's like every time I don't wear it when I eat, sorry.
No,
I'm probably making so much sound too with that.
Oh, no. You're clearly in the zone.
That's funny. Thank you. I'm stimming my ass off right now.
Stimming my ass.
Should we call it that?
I think so.
I love when we can think about it in the moment what we're gonna call it.
Stimming my ass off.
I think maybe with our last one with Respectable Scrunt, I was like, oh, maybe YouTube was like, let's not put it out to everybody because of maybe Scrunt's not something you're supposed to say.
I thought the episode did decent.
A lot of comments. Thank you. We're like at 10. Thank you.
Really? Let's look. Keep talking.
I know, but now I forgot.
Keep on yapping, girl. You're on a tear right now.
I know. I was doing it.
And I am not in a place to make coherent thoughts. So I'm all for it.
I'll go back to the Labubu. I want the Labubu. La Bad Bad. That's what I want. Oh, yeah. So it's my birthday. That's what I wanted. So what you have to do is you have to be on Instagram and you have to go. Pop Mart is where you get them from. You have to go to the Pop Mart Instagram, and the Instagram will say, we're going to restock them at this time. Be ready. And then you can only do for in-store pickups right now. And so the only ones in the Bay Area, there's one in San Francisco, and then there's one in it's not San Jose, but it's close to San Jose, but it's like the Westfield, whatever.
The Westfield Mall?
Yeah.
That's in San Jose, I think.
Okay, then there's one in San Jose.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So you have to be online at that time. You have to do it for in-store pickup. You have to check out, and then you have to go pick it up by the next day, by end of business, or they're like, guess what? You missed your Labubu.
This is so crazy because how did this even start?
I don't know.
When did they become a thing that everybody wanted? It's
my YouTube Shorts algorithm. They were like, hey, we're going to unbox these. And the Big Energy ones are so, so cute. I don't think the only one I'm not super keen on, right? Okay. The one I'm really not super keen on, no offense, is Love. Because it's red. I don't have a lot of red, but in the same token, it could be a nice little pop of color. I'm going to put it on my purse. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to do with it. I want to put it on my purse.
That's what everybody does, right?
I think so. I think a lot of people put it on their backpacks and stuff. It's kind of like an accessory now. I think it is pretty cute. I really like the Big Energy ones. I think are the cutest ones. And so I'm trying to be true to myself and get the ones that I want. So anyway, they keep restocking on Fridays at 7. And then every day I go. And whenever it happens, I go. And yesterday I was there. I was like, I'm going to do it. This is my time. On my birthday, we went to go watch our kid cheer for an end of the year activity thing, which was nice because I've actually never got to see my kid on my birthday. So it was the first year because my birthday is sometimes Mother's Day. And so it's it just has never worked out that I get to see him in person. So that was super dope. And then so I'm in there, I'm okay. And then I told him, I was we kind of got to leave by this time because I got to get this little boo-boo. And then I didn't get it. So anyway, you go on there. I have it set up. I have it for in-store pickup. I just want 2. I just want the joy of opening it and then open another one. I'm not trying to buy a whole set of them. I'm not trying to buy 6. That's a whole set. And if you buy a whole set, you're guaranteed no duplicates, which is nice. And then obviously, I think the one I want.
How horrible would that be if there could be duplicates in a
set of 6, which is nice. That's nice that they do that because I don't think a lot of whoever else puts out blind boxes really cares about that. I just want to buy 2. 'Cause I'm not.
Oh, that's kind of a normal blind box practice that you can get duplicates in a blind box.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know nothing about.
I think that's probably. Nobody's ever talked about this that I know of, but I'm pretty sure that it's just so like kids and me, adult, buy more.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I have the red one again. Oh, I have the red one again. Oh, and you know what else the Labubu's do? I don't know how deep you are in Labubu culture. Each series sets things, whatever's, macaroons, have a seat, Coca-Cola, Big Energy. Big Energy is the one I want so bad. They all have secret rares. So you don't know what you know because
this is just gambling.
I know. It's the best.
Like
this is the gambling I like though, where I have a thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gamble, you don't get your monies back, or you don't get more money, so you have less money.
No, you're getting value from this for sure. 100%.
And then I told Max, he was like, "What do you want for your birthday?" I was like, "I would like 2 things. The 2 things that didn't happen on my birthday. These are the 2 things I wanted, and I never wanted my birthday. I just wanted to be in my bed and cry all day because I'm so sad. And this year I was like, nah, I'm having a great day. Went to TJ Maxx, went to Marshalls, went to Ross. Amazing.
Fire.
Saw my kid. Then we were gonna go get a Labubu on the phone. And then I said, I want Labubu and I want Fromo. And he's like, you want a Labubu? And then I was like, yeah. And he's like, you're an adult. He's like, you should want the adult thing. And I was like, what even is an adult thing? He's like, I don't know, like a $300,000 car. And then I was like, I have a car.
Max wants a new car.
I was like,
he wants to use it.
He is a specific.
You should want a Ford F-350.
That I drive. No, he's like, and then I was like, I have a car. I have no Labubus. I don't think you're getting it. And then so I couldn't get any. I couldn't get any. And I was like, that's okay. They'll restock again. It's whatever. So we went to go see Sinners too on my birthday because my favorite thing is to have brunch and see a movie and have my Fromos at my secret place that I won't tell anybody about. But it turns out a chain. So whatever. Look it up.
Oof.
Ooh, awkward. And then, so I really want a Fromo. So we had just enough time to sit and have a Fromo before Sinners. And then, so I sat there, and then, so we sat at the bar because it was popping, because my birthday was on a Friday this year, so it's pretty inconvenient. And so, because people are out on a Friday, and it's Mother's Day weekend, so people are celebrating Mother's Day early. So I sit at the bar, and the lady comes to do the thing, and I was like, I pushed the menu back. Not my first time here. I said, excuse me, I'll have a strawberry Fromo, please. And then she goes, okay, no problem. And then she turns around. Then she turns back and she says, we lost a piece of our blender. I cannot make you a Fromo because it's a blended drink. It's a frozen mojito. That's what I like about it. Mm-hmm. It's like a frozen margarita, but it is a mojito. And that is my signature drink. Is a mojito. And then, I had such a good attitude about it. I mean, I talked about it for a while after Max and I left the restaurant, but I still had such a good attitude about it. I was like, okay, I will have a different alcohol, I guess. And then I did, and it was good, but it wasn't frozen. And then you can't have anything frozen because they messed a piece of their blender. And then I asked him this weekend if he wanted to go back, and I said I would call ahead. I would call the restaurant. I would say, hey, just checking, did you guys find that piece of your blender before I drive over there? And just see what they said. And then also at our movie theater, they have a little bar, the movie theater we like to go to.
Yeah.
They have a little bar. And I was like, and I think Max told me, he was like, we should have seen if we could have taken their blender over to the restaurant and been like, hey, can we borrow your blender real quick? Because nobody gets fancy drink. At the movie theater we go to, I don't know about other movie theaters with bars in it, but at the fancy movie theater we go to, nobody's getting like a crafted cocktail. Everybody's getting like a beer to go sit down with.
Yeah.
Or me, a High Noon. So good.
High Noons?
High Noons are so good.
You like them?
Yeah. Enough with the doom and gloom. Get a High Noon. Please sponsor the podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, that's Portnoy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I didn't get that bobblehead I wanted.
I also have been unsuccessful in obtaining one, but I've been putting in the work.
That's really sweet of you. I didn't even know I didn't even know I had a partner.
I've been trying to surprise
endeavor.
you for your birthday, but it's eating me alive.
Oh, wow. That's so
I've
nice.
been to my local Safeway. I have seen the Dave Portnoy. I said, excuse me, I have a weird question. At self-checkout, I said, excuse me, I have a weird question. I would like to buy that statue.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say, go knock on this door. That's where the managers live. Okay. So then I go to that door, and then I say, excuse me, I would like to buy the statue. And they say, well, that belongs to High Noon. And then I say, well, one day you're going to be done with it. I'm pretty good at make a deal. Let's talk about it. I'm pretty good at make a deal. And so I was like, I don't say a lot of nice things about me, can make a deal. And then so I was like, you're going to be done with it at one point. So can I have it? I was like, hey, look, I'll pay you. I'd rather you give it to me for free, but I will also give you in exchange for money. That's also good for me. And then he said, okay, let's get your name. Let's get your contact information. I'm Kaitlin. Please give me the Dave Portnoy statue. It's for my best friends, for our podcast. Please and thank you. Follow us at Another Comedy Pod. That's how you told me to say it. This is my phone number. No one calls me. I go to the Safeway. Where's Dave? He's gone. Now it's just a weird beach chair. And then so now I keep trying to run into the manager and say, excuse me, do you have Dave Portnoy back there? Because I would like to purchase him in exchange for money. And then they say, oh, well, our rep's going to come pick him up. So then I look up the High Noon contact information. I call the High Noon. I say, hey, what's going on? I'm going to need one of your Dave Portnoy statues. Please call me back. This is my phone number. This is what's going on. I say, hey, look, podcast, real small right now. I'm offering you an opportunity. Get in on the ground floor.
Look at you.
Get in on the ground floor. You sponsor us. We just want Dave Portnoy. That's all we want.
That's all we want.
We want our own special
Give us
one.
Dave.
Thank you. It's for your house. It would be my housewarming, also your birthday gift. I'm still working on it. But I'm doing a lot to try to get the Dave
I think
Portnoy.
that's so sweet. I had no idea you were going on this crusade.
Because I try to do because gift giving is my love
Sure,
language.
yeah,
and
right,
I'm just
right.
I'd be like, look, you said you wanted Dave Portnoy. I got it. I'd be so excited to give it to you. But also, I think maybe Ronnie hates me because where do you put the Dave Portnoy?
Oh, it's going to go in what'll eventually be the studio when I get married.
It's not going to be like here.
No.
Like while you watch TV.
As much as I would love to be like Dave.
I mean, when she's
Crazy,
out of
right?
town, you put him out here. You say, hey, what's going on, Dave?
I just bring him out.
Yeah.
Do
You like a High Noon?
I like.
had?
They're good. Yeah, I've had them.
They're
They're
like-
tequila ones, right? They're not vodka.
They're both.
Oh, okay. I think I've had their tequila ones.
Yeah. So I wrote that jingle for them. Stop with the doom and gloom. Get you a High Noon. Please sponsor a podcast. They have tequila and they have vodka.
Nice.
And they have Dave Portnoy. Is it his company or he's just affiliated with them?
I don't know. Let's see.
You know, I'm not huge I just am not knowledgeable of the bar stool.
Whoa, let's listen to you. The first thing that came up was does Dave Portnoy own High Noon?
Thank you. That's efficient.
No, Dave Portnoy does not own High Noon Hard Seltzer. It's owned by E&J Gallo Winery. While Dave Portnoy and his company Barstool Sports have a strong partnership with High Noon,
Perfect.
they've played a significant role in sports.
Do you think they do a case race with High Noons? We could do that.
I don't even know what a case race is.
You don't know what a case race is?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you're not real familiar with the Barstool sports world. But anyway.
No, I should be. I love the idea of
They
Barstool.
drink a case of beer. I don't remember the rest of it, but then they talk.
Okay.
Fun.
Barstool looks like a very fun place to work.
Yeah. Well, so I guess she doesn't work there anymore, but Grace O'Malley.
Yeah, she went solo.
She's very funny.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I've seen good clips.
She was on Whiskey Ginger with Andrew Santino.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very funny, very personable.
A lot of so I was following Caleb Presley and the little Glennie Balls.
Glennie Balls.
Yeah, but they're both they left now too.
Yes, everybody's kind of, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people out do their own thing.
Mm-hmm. It's great for exposure. I think it's it almost seems like the way that Saturday Night Live was for comedic actors getting into movies.
Right.
It's like an influencer thing. Like you go there, you learn how to promote and do all that stuff, and then you leave and go do your own thing.
I mean, the connections I'm sure you're making too in both.
Oh yeah.
Atmospheres. So
I could keep this going, but I do have to go somewhere after, and I
has
feel
to
bad
go.
because you're on such a tear
that's
right
okay.
now.
I stood my ass off. Get out of here. Just get out of here while something's hot. However it goes. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye. We love you.
Bye.
That's actually the end. Bye.